Previously on the Insurance Apprentice.
There's a prize pool of R500,000.
People are getting tired.
The whole team is going to be compromised.
People are not always on your side.
Mobilization.
I can read the slides.
Can I wrap it up?
No, you can't.
I don't have a whole lot of confidence.
Sorry, just hold on. And it wasn't sitting well with me.
The person who's leading us is not good at all.
Can I ask you to hold this for me? Can I ask you to go to the previous slide? No, the one before. Nope.
They're actually using the rope to hang themselves.
I will not sit through that.
There's no getting used to this.
They did not stick to the brief.
I may not make it through to the next round.
Mabato could find herself in a hotter seat.
I wanted to shoot myself in the groin.
Welcome back to the Insurance Apprentice, the show where dreams are tested and only the strongest survive. This season is brought to you by Sasria, safeguarding South Africa against extraordinary risks like riots, strikes, and unrest. I'm your host, Babi Muloy, and we are on the hunt to find the ultimate ambassador of the insurance industry, with an incredible R500,000 in prizes up for grabs. Last week, the competition hit a boiling point as the contestants faced their most grueling challenge yet. This episode is sponsored by SAUMA, supporting underwriting specialists who design tailored insurance solutions for unique needs. Now, with only a few contestants remaining, the stakes have never been higher. Who will rise above the rest, and who will face their final moment? This is the Insurance Apprentice.
Hey guys, how you guys feeling? How you guys doing?
Not great. Can I tell you, for the first time, I felt how everyone else is feeling. I think that iciness I've been carrying is dissipating.
Team, good to see you back. Last week was a rough one.
It was intense.
It was a rough one.
Absolutely intense, yeah, team.
I think the day started out rough for me last week because it started out with being singled out for being the common denominator in the teams that don't succeed. It's pretty clear that my head is on the chopping block.
Ciara, you and I have actually been in the winning teams so far, you know, every week.
Oh my gosh, you guys are such shorts.
It's true,
But can you see the target? Or,
yeah, you
or
can,
is it still...
it's becoming more visible, actually.
I maintain that Ciara is a threat. She's been very consistent from the beginning.
Ayanda is my number one threat currently. And then secondly, I guess Anele from the get-go, you know, we were quite clear about where we stand.
I still have one eye open.
So, I mean, we're top 7.
Shay. Yay, I never thought.
I never thought, hey, but we're here and we are, and we need to be able to celebrate that.
We're not shaken, we still continue.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Sir. Yes, sir.
I still think that Anele is an ally of mine because we just relate in such a great way.
I don't have an alliance with Mabato. No alliances or anything.
I am so excited about R500,000 prize, guys. There's nobody that can say that that's not life-changing. And the way that they've split that prize up between holidays, education, investments.
Imagine.
I'm playing to win. Anele, are you playing to win?
Definitely, as you should. It would be interesting to have a top 3 of women.
Thoughts for the day, how are you feeling?
Ready? I mean, ready to redeem myself.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good luck. Top 7, guys. Come on, where's the dance? Top 7. Top.
I think Ciara is an alliance.
Right now with Kiara, her and I have been chatting. We kind of wanted to go all the way.
Don't have an alliance.
Not yet, no.
It seems like loyalty is a luxury. Secret alliances can be your greatest weapon or your dreaded downfall. And with the next challenge around the corner, the stakes are only getting higher.
Welcome back. I think it's probably a good idea for us just to remind ourselves that this is a competition. And of course, as the crowd thins out and we let each person go, you're just one step closer to being the winner of the title and, of course, the R500,000. Before I get into anything, I'd of course like to thank our headline sponsor once again, which is Sasria. And today we're very fortunate because our task sponsor for the day is the South African Underwriting Managers Association. And we're joined by the chairman of the association, Wilhelm von la Chevalerie.
Thank you.
That kind of rolled off the tongue. Did I get that right, Wilhelm?
Very much so.
Thank you. And I'm also joined by my co-judge, Knox Dlamini, who I think you've all come to love over the last few tasks. Kaya, I see you're all dressed up today.
Yes, sir.
What's the occasion? What's going on?
Redemption is the theme for today. When you're in the army and you're preparing for war, there's a specific regalia.
So you're preparing for war?
Yes, sir.
Chiara,
Yes, Simon.
you strike me as quite a curated overachiever. When we went into the elimination session last week, did you expect to be the top performer?
No, Simon. I thought that there was a strong possibility that you guys would pick up that I didn't do as well as I have been trying to so far.
Okay, well, you are correct in that. It's a real privilege to have Wilhelm with us today. So yeah, another welcome to you, Wilhelm, and please take the contestants through the task.
Thank you, Simon. Great to be here. I'm excited that 5 of our members are joining us as co-sponsors today. They are ACNE, BSM, CIB, KEU Underwriting Managers, and Leopard. In today's task, you will be stepping into the role of an insurance broker, pitching to a potential client. The client has conceptualized an exciting idea of an eco-friendly urban hub. Your role is to develop a comprehensive risk management plan that includes design, construction, opening, and thereafter the operation of this eco-friendly urban hub. Please make sure that you understand that your client is not an insurance expert. Jargon is something that you really need to shy away from, or you need to explain what you are insuring and why. Good luck to you.
Thanks, Wilhelm. Knox, any parting words?
Sure. I was saying this earlier, but I'm sure you're all feeling like this journey is some crazy roller coaster ride that you can't seem to get off from. Well, the good news is you can get off. You just need to make sure that you're in the losing group and get the lowest scores.
You've been put into your groups, but before I let you go, I have one request. I know a lot of people suffer from insomnia, but I would like this show not to be the cure for that. And watching some of your presentations have left me in a permanent state of yawn. This is an exciting task. Let's experience it. No boring stuff. Your time starts now.
With only 2 hours to create a bulletproof insurance plan to safeguard a futuristic city development, they must now select a leader. But with some shaky alliances forming, it's a move that could cost them everything.
In the interest of time and management, let's elect a leader who will help us plan ourselves, right? And I'd like to nominate you.
Thank you. Do we have any reservations?
Not at all.
The leader of the group that we elected is Darius. He sounds very confident.
There was specific reference in terms of development points.
So I've got a quick list here for us of some of those things as you progress. Things like your contractors, all risk, your renewables, insurance, public liabilities.
The team has spoken, and now there's no turning back.
Leader, I've been one, so I'm...
As have I. So can we nominate you? Also, you are the broker.
You are the broker.
Yeah, it's going all right. Group dynamics this week, very interesting.
The groups that we've worked in or that I've worked in have been relatively successful. I don't know if that's going to be the case today, but we'll see.
So I was explaining the umbrella liability would sit above all liabilities which we have taken out.
Do we care if they insure their contents or not? That's got nothing to do with us.
Mabato, she's a bit weird to work with her. I don't really understand her at this point.
And I understand Mabato has some experience in broking as well, so she kind of caught up much quicker, but I felt really left behind.
While Shiara is still playing catch-up, over in Group 2, Darius is wasting no time in barking out orders.
Anele, make the PowerPoint presentation specifically. Kaya, focus specifically on the items that is very, very strong at this round. Anele, I'm ready to dictate to you a couple of specific insurance line items that we need to include if you're ready.
I'm not ready. Darius is coming across as very overpowering. Everything is being played out in such a very one-man show type of situation. There's quite a lot that we're not specialists on.
Yeah.
And I feel like we need to...
I do this for a living.
Darius really expresses himself in kind of like a very strong, aggressive type of way. And so the rest of us are kind of experiencing some level of frustration.
So I'm going to ask lots of questions on what about this, because I don't know what...
No, 100%, and that's great. I think with Shiara not being an expert in this week's task, you can tell that she's uncomfortable. She's asking a lot of questions, which I do think is taking away a lot of the time. We really need to research before we put it in.
I've heard of
let's
that
list
in the
it.
construction.
While you guys are debating which ones should stay and not, I'll just then pull up tabs to research.
She does get distracted quite a lot. And then, yeah, it's just, I'm a bit frustrated.
I'm definitely challenging and arguing because I'm looking for the clarity and the understanding. I think I am struggling leading this team. We're covering...
Are you happy? Sorry, Shara, you're happy that we've covered prior to breaking ground quite extensively?
I think we've actually missed something.
It's one step forward and two steps back. While over in Group 2, they've hit a brick wall, caught in a clash of egos with no solution in sight.
I feel like we have to do a bit of research because I feel like it's very specialist based.
I agree with Anele.
I completely disagree with that,
way
guys. This is not a difficult task.
You're leading us, but enforcing your leadership. So that sounds like dictatorship, though.
Other than the timeline, is there anything that you want me to cover?
No.
I think you can carry on reading. Yes, we want you to lead us. However, we want you to hear us out as well. It's like, no, just do it this way. And I did push back quite a few times. Remember I put that slide that had noted the critical parts of it?
We've removed that because it sits like this.
Anela's really experiencing some frustration. She's attempting to be heard, but she's not saying anything.
I was put in charge of assembling the slides, but now he's sitting in my chair and redoing certain aspects of it.
With only 30 minutes left, if Group 2 doesn't pull it together soon, one of them might be packing their bags.
Cover for contractors and subcontractors, happy?
Listen up. Just got a report from the shareholders. Budget's massively cut. You need to present in 20 minutes. You are going to have to present the core essentials. And there's a slight possibility that I might convince the shareholders that they still allow full insurance cover. But chances are very small. We've got 20 minutes.
With the twist that no one saw coming, their plans are out the window and it's back to square one.
What happens now is we're going to...
So now we need to dumb it down basically, so lesser cover.
Okay, listen to me.
It's a lot, so I won't even lie.
It really is insane in there.
It does make me feel very scared.
What we can do is then just focus on the critical elements instead of the nice to have. You just never know where the curveball is going to come from with the judges.
Let's continue.
Okay, so I think this is a decent problem statement. Then we go into timeline and risk identification, which we've articulated.
Kaya, I just want you to put the heading critical and lesser critical or non-critical, okay?
It's intense. You could cut the tension in the knife in that room. There's so much tension is simply because of the fact that personalities are just clashing.
The presentation does not change except we're going to split off critical insurances, and then we're going to split off into lesser critical insurances. Happy?
It does feel like a one-man show. It's like, I know this, so we're going to do it my way.
So all we're going to do is present on the exact same stuff? Simple. Nothing changes, guys. Take it easy. Don't get flustered.
Darius, I'm not flustered. I'm talking about the timeline, right?
I understand what you're doing. I'm just trying to finish what it is that I'm doing so that I don't lose track and then have to backtrack what it is.
In order to deliver on the brief, we just choose to kind of dumb it down and hold it in.
Having to be assigned things that I have advice that I'm not confident on is making me feel very uncomfortable. It's scary, actually.
The tension may still be hanging in the air, but the clock has stopped. Group 1 is about to present to the judges, and at this point, there's no turning back.
Winning the Insurance Apprentice, I know this is a cliche, it would mean the world to me. My journey in the Insurance Apprentice started off when I was down and out. I was literally lying in ICU when I applied for the Insurance Apprentice. I was very close to losing my life. I started losing air in my lung. The doctor advised me that the lung was actually punctured. When you are in that scenario where life is uncertain and you make it out of that, there's something inside of you that awakens. You start to realize that tomorrow is not guaranteed. I need to chase my dreams, and that changed the way that I viewed things forever.
The floor is yours.
Good afternoon, City Synergy Executive Committee, and thank you so much for the opportunity to present to you today. In terms of the problem statement, we understand that you have a 5-year time horizon and that you're building a prestigious office park, and we've basically broken this down into 4 sub-phases. Now, we understand that the Executive Committee has told us that the budget has been cut and that we need to hone in on the key risk factors that are associated with the project. One of those being in the concept and design phase relating to professional indemnity. That means we strongly would encourage some cover over that risk. And then from the construction phase, Ayanda will take us through what that specific risk is.
So there is the construction phase, which will take off from between month 8 and 45. And some of the risks that we've identified during those months would be project delay, damage to your property, different types of liabilities that you may incur, damage to equipment, as well as movement of goods. The most important policy that you need for this project is a construction all-risk policy. You cannot do without this policy because it covers you for any accidental damage to your property during the project, and it also extends to third-party liabilities, therefore very important. The other policy that we think is essential because you are in an eco park would be environmental policy. Now, the environmental policy will typically cover you for any liability that is due to pollution. And then SASRIA, we know that construction projects can be halted by community members protesting due to various reasons that may exist. We strongly recommend that SASRIA is something that you consider from inception of the project as well.
Awesome, thanks Ayanda. I mean, once the project has come up, you would hand it over and it starts operating. And from the day it starts operating, you'd need to ensure that any damage to the physical asset you would be covered for, which is why we're recommending that you look at a assets all risk policy. As the name would imply, it does cover all risks, with the exception of those that are written into the policy as an exclusion. And then you'd have to absolutely have business interruption under your assets all risk policy, because your biggest risk is that you're going to lose money.
Another one that we noted is finance project insurance cover. What this means is that you would be covered for any overruns, costs or any penalties that you face during your project phase. We've used an average campus space of 4,000 square meters at a build cost of around 15,000 Rand per square meter. That takes you to a total construction price of 60 million Rand up until that 45-month period.
So we used a project value estimate of 60 million in order for us to get quotations for all the relevant covers, and we arrived at a premium of 5.6 million rands per annum.
And that doesn't include our...
Your time is up.
Talk to me about the relationship between the developers and our investors, our shareholders, in terms of not fulfilling their expectations. Is that in any way covered?
Yes, so I think one of the big elements is actually that you want to make sure that your project runs on time, and if it's not on time, that you have something that provides stability to offset the delays that you face. One of the recommendations we have is that project finance insurance, or to at least offset what we could potentially face.
One of the things we are quite worried about is that our operations will be halted by some influence from the construction mafia, as it's become known. Is that a risk that we can manage or insure?
I'm happy to take it.
Yeah.
It's not a risk that can be insured, unfortunately, but it is a risk that it would need internal risk management solutions.
I'm still concerned about the mafia aspects of this. This is a very real risk for us. If for some reason we're ready to break ground and they absolutely come on site and stop all operations, are you guys saying there's no way to recoup any of that or any insurances we can take out?
So you can get a delay in startup for a construction project. It is cover that you can get. The only caveat
so we can actually get insurance. I mean, earlier you said that's there's nothing you guys can do for us.
So it's not, so delay in startup you can get as insurance.
Explain that to me. So it is insured or it's not insured?
So as your insurance brokers, we can tell you that we are not aware of any covers for any mafia-related perils.
Sorry, I think we're going to have to draw a line under this now. We're out of time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The only thing that we were not so strong on was the construction mafia aspect, which I think we missed as a team. I'm really nervous because I don't know if what I put out there is enough.
Before the break, Group 1 struggled to win over the judges, but with tension still simmering in Group 2, will they pull together or fall apart?
That cow's coming to slaughter.
Okay, take it away.
Welcome, City Synergy, to the Kudge Brokers Insurance and Risk Management Suggestions and Review. We are being especially considerate of the budgetary constraints mentioned, and we're looking especially to look at or involve the insurable and the non-insurable risks portions of this business and the proposal. By non-insurable, we especially want to be looking at the societal involvement, bringing in the community around this efficient project, as well as making it symbiotic in its environment so that the people, as well as the environment and the project succeeds. Then, from a financial forecasting perspective, we're looking at risk mitigation techniques involving the insurers so that we understand what it is they're looking for and how to de-risk this business from the onset. And then obviously getting the wording and the recommendations from the experts in the field. Our time frame takes place over 5 years. Taking the lead on this is Kaya.
Thank you, Doris. So from a pre-development perspective as well as breaking ground during this construction phase, we have outlined critical as well as non-critical covers to consider for City Synergy. So the first on our critical phase is your contractor's all risk. This entails, in essence, your contractors as well as your subcontractors, any loss and or damage that could occur on site. Our non-critical covers are your employers as well as your public liability.
Guys, do you want to spend time explaining non-critical covers to us?
That would be the last one. Thanks.
It's year 2, construction activity has started taking place on site. It's critical that you have liability cover. It will protect you against any third-party injuries that occur on site or damages to property that occur. Now, in year 3, renewable installations will be taking place. In that regard, what is critical is, first and foremost, is performance guarantees. Secondly, we have machinery breakdown insurance. Of course, renewable machinery is very expensive. It's important that you have this cover. Year 4, we've got occupation and handover preparation of tenants. It's very important, firstly, that we get an understanding of the nature of business operations that our tenants will be embarking on and communicate that with our insurer.
Thank you, John. So on year 5, essentially, the construction is coming to an end. We want to ensure that your property has public liability in place, which essentially covers you for any legal costs that you will incur from any third parties. We also want to ensure that there is events liability because we have noted that you will have an entertainment area, and we want to be able to ensure that should you decide to host any events, you will be able to have cover for any event that will occur in place. We want to ensure that the structure of that property has cover, so you want to be able to...
Your time is up, team. Is it our responsibility to ensure our engineers and architects and...
It falls upon the responsibility not only of the engineers themselves. They need to protect themselves against any litigation or litigatory costs.
But why should we pay for it?
It is suggested as a critical cover simply because this is something that could hold operations completely.
I'm with Simon here. I don't understand. Who is buying that? Are we buying it, or is the engineer buying it?
We are not covering the costs, but it's important for us to make sure that the engineers or whichever experts were involved in the process have that cover in place.
Are you getting all these covers from one insurer? I'd like to know who our service providers are.
Certainly not. We've got a very rich UMA market, the underwriting insurance managers market, which are subgroups within insurers that take specific niches and provide covers to those niches.
You kept mentioning the community.
Yes.
What is the reason for that?
I would love to. Thank you, Simon. The reason...
Darius, I would like Anele to have a go at answering this.
The mention of the community is that we will be building this new construction site within an area. There will be people that we will have to take into account for certain things and legislations within that area. And that, sorry?
The route planning as well and the involvement.
Oh.
Darius, what did you want to say?
We also want to have the involvement because we don't want them to pitch up mid-construction and say, you didn't consult with us, how are we being involved, how are we being included? So to get the uninsurable managed, we want to include them so that we don't have massive risks like insurance mafia pitching up or difficulties with the individuals that feel like they're being marginalized. Sorry, the construction mafia, thank you. So that they don't feel like they're being marginalized in the process and not consulted with.
What else is uninsurable? We're running this project here. Insurance is not our forte. What else are we supposed to worry about?
There are things like service interruptions that we can't really, if Eskom, for instance, switches off while we're mid-construction before we've set up our renewables, we may have struggles there. We may have weather interruptions that we would want to advise you on.
I'm just a bit lost there. understand grid failure, what you spoke about, but weather, how is that not insurable?
I meant to mention that as the insurable portions of things that are also large scale, but we can provide for that.
I'm bothered by all these non-critical covers, and I'm wondering if I can trust you. If we had not cut your budget, you would have padded my insurance plan with all these additional covers. So can you guys make any comment on that?
Certainly.
Anyone other than Darius?
These are covers that are in essence things that we would like to suggest that we omit given the budgetary constraints.
We can wrap it up there. Thanks for your presentation.
Thank you, panel.
Thank you, panel.
Thank you.
The judges didn't give a lot of feedback. They didn't comment on our presentation. They didn't say whether they liked it or not. But I'm happy this time around Knox didn't have any negative reviews. Let's just wait and see.
The contestants have done their part. Now it's your turn to get in on the action. By now, you definitely have a favorite contestant, and by casting your vote, you could walk away with 50,000 Rand in cash. Simply visit theinsuranceapprentice.co.za, choose your favorite contestant, and the winner of the cash prize will be announced at the finale.
Before the break, both groups presented their bold vision to the judges. But with no standout performance, the judges are left with a difficult decision. Who stays and who goes?
I have a deep desire internally to be first. There's no external motivation. I will do what it takes. Obviously, I won't do anything underhanded. My integrity and my internal brand are very, very important to me. But I am going to be the next Insurance Apprentice. Growing up was a great experience. I look back on my childhood now with a new set of eyes. Money was a big challenge. My dad was retrenched, which put some heavy financial strain on the family. I remember a time when we had no electricity simply because my parents couldn't cover the costs, and we just had to work with what we had, study by candlelight. Going through financial hardships really shaped the way I view money. I don't want to be in that position again, and I don't want that for my parents either. Having a child of my own, I obviously don't want him to have to go through those struggles, because if you can make life easier for the generations that come after you, I believe that you should, and that's what I strive to do.
Wilhelm, it was a great task. Do you think the groups hit the mark though?
Simon, I must be honest, there was a clear distinction. One of the groups, I think, just hit the brief really spot on, and the other one did not.
If me and you were to form an alliance, who are we getting out?
I mean, it's pretty obvious who it would be, right?
Because he did me wrong.
He did do you wrong, but also...
Anele was still very jittery, slow to trust. If it did come down to it, I would lean towards Anele. I think she was just a little behind the rest of the group.
Sure. I think that Anele is someone who doesn't contribute toward the greater goal and delivering the brief.
I am relieved that there's a winning group today.
Yeah, and I think it's obvious for anyone who was watching which group did absolutely better than the other, you know, whereas the other group sort of almost disintegrated in front of us.
If I ever have to vote, he made it easy for me. I wouldn't feel bad because he's done it to me.
Anele's technical aptness was lacking.
She works for a brokerage.
Correct.
And her product knowledge is not at the level that I would expect.
It kind of hinders and slows down the team.
One of the things that I wanted to get out of this task was that there was an understanding of what a UMA was, an underwriting manager. Did you feel like you got that from the groups?
Yes and no. The one group definitely seemed to make use of the expertise and understand the pivotal role that UMA is playing the market far better than the other group.
There could be some alliances forming that I'm not party to. So that leaves me nervous.
There was an individual who was a complete letdown. It was very obvious they looked quite uncomfortable.
Yes.
With them, it seemed to completely decimate their game plan.
Outside of doing you wrong, I think he has been the most inconsistent performer on the front line. And
Some
let
team
down the
members have
team.
felt like he's letting them down.
I mean, that would be hell obvious.
Are we in agreement as to who should go home today?
Simon, I agree.
Yeah, it was a poorer showing from them today, and they're paying the ultimate price for it.
So we're in agreement. Let's get them back in here.
After weighing up both performances, the judges have reached their decision. And for one contestant, their time in the competition is about to come to an end.
I'd like to start by thanking our headline sponsor, Sasria, and of course, Old Mutual Insure for our beautiful studio, and Standard Bank Insurance Brokers for accommodation for the cast. It was a wonderful task, and I think we really got to understand a little bit more about the specialist space. I'm going to jump straight in and you can give us your feedback, Wilhelm.
Thank you, Simon. We've definitely seen today that insurance is a lot more than just private motor. In this task, we managed to showcase that we need experts to address real insurance needs. We were challenged by our task today, and during the task, we added a bit of spice, and this spice definitely had an impact on the result. Darius, I must commend you, you were strong. However, as a leader myself, I want to give you this piece of advice. You completely overshadowed and dominated and grabbed every question. But I do want you to learn from this, that is not necessarily a good leadership style that actually people enjoy. What we saw here when you presented to us, it was a one-man show. Thank you.
Thanks, Wilhelm. Knox?
Contrary to popular belief, I actually do not enjoy being the one that has to give you scathing feedback. But I sincerely believe that you need to hear it in order to grow. But clearly that pressure created diamonds. Because you guys, today was a giant leap forward. And I'm finally getting the sense that the Insurance Apprentice is in this room with us. John, I don't know what you did in the build-up to today's task. Don't tell me what it is, but don't stop doing it. That was awesome. Keep that up. And Kaya, I appreciate the fact that you realized that we're watching a live presentation and you're not reading us an audiobook. So thank you for not reading again.
Thanks, Knox. That's unusually positive feedback, so I feel all kind of warm and fuzzy.
It's warranted.
Actually. Yeah. One of the things that I think people don't realize about insurance is that, of course, it's there to pay a claim, but there's almost an invisible kind of unseen benefit. And in particular with a project like we looked at today, creating a live, work, play environment. Everyone has this opportunity to live out their dreams, what they set out to do in their careers. And I think we undersell that as insurance professionals, but we shouldn't lose sight of the benefit and the ability to do new and exciting things without the fear of loss. So that brings me to the feedback. Mabatu, how would you feel if you were in the losing group for the 4th time in a row?
Before the break, the judges began their interrogation and demanded answers, and one contestant from the losing group is about to pay the price.
Mabatu, how would you feel if you were in the losing group for the 4th time in a row?
I'd be at a loss for words, honestly. I wouldn't even be gutted. I genuinely would have nothing to say.
Well, you are in the losing group again today. Mabatu, you are safe. Chiara, the lowest score in the group today was you. You're dismissed.
Thank you.
Ayanda, you're shaking your head. Who do you think was the lowest score in your group today?
Based on the preparation, probably Chiara. She lacked a little bit of product knowledge, and I think it was probably disruptive in the preparation. Yeah.
You see, it's not about knowing every line of business or every area of insurance. It's about being able to adapt in the ones that you don't know. There are no experts in every field that we operate in. It's just not possible. But you have to be contributing every day. Every task is a new task, and if you don't perform on that particular task, you are gone. Thank you. I'll see you all next week.
Another brutal cut, and with only 6 contestants remaining, it's a race to the finish line.
I definitely don't think I deserve to go home right now. So am I confused? Yes.
I'm so confused. I'm so lost.
Wow.
The first mistake and then...
This is how it goes.
So I'm not the strongest in the broking space, so potentially that came through in my performance today and they could see it and it was glaring. I'm not sure.
Did we send the right person home, do you think?
I believe that the candidate that was dismissed was today the weakest link.
But I think it's a lesson for us that from this point on, no more mistakes, you know?
Yeah.
That's the impression that I'm getting from today. Yeah.
I don't think that I'm the weakest relative to the group that's there, not belittling anyone that is there, but I definitely don't think I'm the weakest that's there at the moment.
Each task is a brand new opportunity to make the strongest possible showing, and it just wasn't Chiara's day today. So I think it definitely hit home because they all saw her as a threat, but now they know that the competition is getting real, and it'll be interesting to see how they take that forward.
I
didn't understand the judge's decision today. So I guess that's where I'm at.
I really loved the journey. It was a really fun, exciting journey. Although it was a little bit turbulent from time to time, I was really, really pleased with the journey.
It's a strong competitor that's out of the competition.
Yeah.
One less person to worry about. So, I mean, it's open game from this moment on, guys.
I think from here, I'm probably going to take a bit of rest, do a bit of reflection on what could have possibly led to that, and then I'm going to dust myself off and keep going and keep learning from my peers. So proud of you.
Okay, but let's say top 6 on 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Top 6!
It's always weird when somebody who's so strong in the competition goes out early. But it's how you perform on the day. Lady and gent, our top 6.
Next week on The Insurance Apprentice.
Show us that you deserve this.
R500,000 rands on the line.
It's about survival.
I've never scored a 0.
I don't think anyone trusts anyone.
I am the magic.
You are the cat with 9 lives.
She's been in the losing team for 4 weeks.
The ladies are on their way out.
I don't agree with that at all.
Every man for themselves.
The ladies have brought knives to a gunfight.
I feel like I'm interviewing a politician right now.
You're selling dreams.
I feel like a child that just got a serious lashing.
The brief was missed.
I'm sensing an alliance there.
Darius is being very bossy.
The answer that I got was garbage.
May the best man win.
Kaya does stumble.
I'm bitterly disappointed.
Kaya stood up for you. Now you're turning against him.
It's giving scammer.
Scary.
This was your last chance.
I can't stand it.
I'd like to introduce you to our Wheel of Fate.
What?